Good to go. All right. First of all, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming out. My man Jay did a great job, and what's so great about what he did was what I'm going to go over is actually going to edify and stabilize what he just said. So it was actually a great segue. So first of all, I want to appreciate you guys coming in. So the question I have for you now, as you see on the screen, is what if funding was never a real problem? What if the reason that you haven't accessed the funding has nothing to do with your income, your idea, or how hard it is that you thought it would be to get or get from you, right? What if I told you that using my three-step method called the SCW method, which stands for structure, wealth, and capital, that we could actually get you funded in the right and proper way? So the question I have for you is this. What if you've been locked out? Or not because you really don't qualify, but because nobody ever showed you how to position yourself properly. Over the next 45 minutes or so, I'm going to show you how everyday entrepreneurs are positioning themselves to pursue $50, $100, even $150,000 of funding without relying on their own money. Now, real quick, either drop a yes in the chat or here in the audience, raise your hand if you'd like to have access to something like that. All right, pretty good, I see that. Now, today I'm going to break down the three-part system called the SCW method, structure, capital, and wealth. Now, once you understand this, you will realize that money was never really the issue. Structure is how people get prepared and how they apply. Capital is what gives you the movement and the options. And wealth, well, that's how you're going to get that capital as leverage and not just a lifestyle. So, William, you have a question, William?
No.
Okay, if you mind, I'm going to mute you up real quick, okay?
Okay.
So, who is this for? Well, it's for that entrepreneur who's tired of using their own money, right? It's also for that established business owner who, making a little money, but maybe they need that extra capital so that they can grow and scale that business that they've been looking for. Or it may be you, the person that says, you know what, God called me to do something a little bit more, but I haven't taken action on it yet. Maybe because I didn't know what the next move was. Maybe I didn't hear his voice like I thought I heard it. But you did hear his voice because you're on this call today or you're in this room today. So this is also for you as well, right? So we have some myths out there, a couple of myths. One myth is that you don't need perfect credit or that you do need perfect credit. That's the myth. You need perfect credit in years in business and you got to get all these vendors accounts, right? Well, the truth is that you just need the right structure. So who am I? I'm glad you asked. My name is Maurice Coleman. I'm the founder of Top Notch Wealth LLC. And what I do is I help entrepreneurs leverage their credit in order to get access to $50,000 to $150,000 plus of funding so they can grow and scale their businesses, so they can live the life that they were actually meant to be and live and do for themselves. Now, here at Top Notch Money, we don't chase money. We position ourselves so that we are now able to monetize and clearly use that money, right? A little bit about myself. I've been in sales for about 33 years. My first sales job was I was a door-to-door vacuum cleaner sales, right? Long time ago, like I say, I was very young, 18, going to college in the summer. I need to make some money, right? So I sold vacuum cleaners door to door. When I graduated with a degree in finance from Louisiana Tech University, I was trying to look for the job that the college said that if I go to school and get my degree, I'll be able to go get it. Well, how many people went to college and got out of college and couldn't find a job in your field, right? Well, I was the same person, right? I'm not unlike most of you. That's what happened to me. So eventually, I bounced around here and there. My first self or entrepreneurial type of job that I had was a multi-level marketing company called Primerica. Most people heard of Primerica. It started out as H.L. Williams, right? That was my first gig. I got my life insurance license in 1997, and I started doing that. Well, that didn't work out for me, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot about finance, how to position finance, so it taught me a lot. In 1998, I was blessed enough to get on in General Motors. I worked there for 7 years, but in 2000, I decided to strike out again on my entrepreneurial journey. And I opened up my own tax service. I ran that tax service for 13 years. It was very successful. I had about 500 clients once everything was over and done with. I was able to make 6 figures in 3 months, what took most people all year. That taught me a lot. That taught me about trust. That taught me about being authentic. That also taught me you gotta have the right people around you in order for things to succeed. I was trying to do things on my own. You can't do things on your own. You can get so far by yourself, but with the right help and the right people, you can go a long way. I didn't have the right help, the right people. So in 2013, I shut that business down. I moved to Baton Rouge, where I currently live now. And I was there using, I was with Verizon. Worked for Verizon for a little while, then I started working at American Income Life, where my life insurance journey came full circle. My life insurance journey now, I've been there for 10 years, I've been very successful. I've built teams, multi-million-dollar teams there. But again, I'm like that person in the beginning that God told me to do something, and I hadn't done it yet. He gave me the vision. He's told me several times that you're a businessman, and that you're gonna affect thousands, if not millions of people. But I didn't see the vision. I didn't know where to go until this came along. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to help other business owners gain capital to access so they can grow their business. Because what I do know is this: if you can help enough people get what they want, you'll never have to worry about what you want. As long as your motives are clear and you have a good heart. And I believe I have that. So that's just a little bit about me, right? So let's get into it. By the end of this session, you will understand how to structure yourself for capital, how to access that capital, and how to turn that capital into a wealth building machine of momentum. Give me a second. As I do every presenter, you want to have your good notes. So, give me just a second. Good. And that's one part about being transparent. I'm a little nervous. So,
You got this.
God is good, right?
You got
So,
this.
now, this is not about guessing. It's not about knowing what lenders look for. Well, I'm sorry, it is about knowing what lenders look for. Knowing how to prepare. Knowing how to move with strategy, right? Structure is leverage. Banks don't lend on hustle. They evaluate your structure. So that's the number one secret, is structure. Funding without structure is like showing up to a VIP with no ID. You may look the part. Honestly, you're supposed to be there, but you're not getting in because you don't have the right ID. You don't have the ID. You don't have the structure. Like they're not letting you in. So structure has 3 parts. With structure, you got to have a personal profile, which my man just talked about. Credit, business setup, and of course your banking position. When those things are aligned, then you just stop guessing and you start applying the strategy. Okay? So lenders follow a checklist. It's just not some random situation when you go to apply for something. They have an actual checklist. And sometimes you may have to wonder, well, why am I getting denied or getting these low limits and I got a 700 credit score? Right? Well, they're looking at a certain profile and they're making judgments on you based on their profile before they even meet you. That profile is going to be your credit profile, your income, your inquiries, your age, debt, and your business credibility, with some of the things my man just touched on, right? What makes up the credit score? Your highest credit score can be 850, your lowest is 300. So you have 550 points that can effectively affect your credit score. And as my man earlier pointed out, this is the breakdown. 35% is gonna go towards your payment history. 30% is in your utilization. So you got 65% of your credit score in just those two areas. That's almost 360 points of your credit based on those two alone. You also have your age, 15%, that's 82 points. And then you have the 2%, which is your credit mix, and your new inquiries, which are 55 points apiece. So when you wanna learn how to affect your credit, understanding what model or what section gives me the most points. As my man mentioned earlier, if I have low utilization, then I'm able to effectively gain those 191.5 points. If I have, payment history, if I'm on time payments, I got 191 points I can get. If I have low utilization, 2 to 9%, that's 165.5 points that I can use, I can get, right? If I have a good age, meaning I got 4 to 5 years of credit age, that's another 82 points that I can affect my credit. A lot of people put too much emphasis on inquiries. I don't want all the inquiries. It's only 55 points, guys. Inquiries can be removed if they're not attached to an open account anyway, so it doesn't matter. How many people have gone to get a car and had your credit run 65 times? Right? Well, your credit score is gonna dip because of those inquiries, but how many people know that you only can get one lender to say yes, right? So those other 64 lenders that they went to, you can get those inquiries removed because they're not attached to open accounts. So they effectively what? Don't matter.
It does take time to get removed, right? The 2
Nope.
years? No? Okay.
Nope, you don't have to wait 2 years. If it's not attached to an open account, which is something that my man Jay is actually gonna teach you, is that there's by law, it has to be removed. It's called the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. It has to be removed. It's not attached to anything. Now, if it's attached to something, that's different. But that can be done, no guarantees with anything, but it can be done within 24 to 72 hours most of the time. But that's as we go along, of course, instruction, right? Does that make sense? Yes? Everybody raise hand? Make sense? Okay, cool. So, this is not an option, it's structure. Payment history and credit utilization are two major things. Bad structure creates unnecessary denials. Not denied because you're not capable, but denied because your profile was not positioned properly. And that's why structure comes first. Your credit is the key to the vault. If your key doesn't fit the vault, it doesn't open, right? It's like taking a key to $1 million door and you put the key in, it doesn't fit, right? The credit isn't structured properly. It's not gonna fit, you can't open that door. And that's why credit is such an important thing. Structure helps you get position. Capital helps you move. Capital is speed. Capital is breathing room. Capital is leverage. So what becomes possible with access? We say possible. 50K, 100K, 150K. Not by hoping, but by getting position. How many people here, if I ask you, if I was to drop $50,000 into your account, what would that look like for you? Just imagine. What would that look like for your business? What would that look like for your family? If I was to drop 100K into your bank account today, imagine what you could do for the business that you have, or even 150K. To some people, to most people, that's life-changing money. But a lot of times we don't have access to that money because we're not structured properly. And that's what we here do at Top Notch Web. We're gonna help you get structured. So these are real approvals. These are some examples. Because some people say, well, man, I think you're capping a little bit. You're talking some good game, but I don't believe it. Well, if you look at the screen here, these are some real approvals. As you see here, and I have it circled, I hope you can see it on the screen. This just happened this week. $60,000 of approval through SoFi. I got another person, another $60,000 at the beginning of the month. I got another person, $48,000 this week. So I have $108,000 of one person got funded, $108,000 to scale and grow their business this week. So it's not that it's not real, it's real funding. The question is are you structured properly to do it? right? So the question is this, does it work? The real question is are you positioned? Approve, approve, ready to sign, approve, approve. Businesses don't fail for bad ideas. Many businesses fail because they run out of money before the idea can even come to fruition. 84% of businesses fail in the first year of opening up, and 54% of them do because of lack of capital. That's a big number. Half of those businesses, half of those 84, they fail because of lack of capital. So what is wealth? Wealth is the end game. Capital is not the finish line. It's the tool we use to gain wealth. Most people get money and they spend it, right? The wealthy, they multiply it. They use it, they reinvest it back into their business. And they continue to reinvest it until it grows to something. Then they can live and reward and live off the fruit of their labor, right? So that's what we want to teach you here as well. So capital should create more capacity. It should give you more room. I said breathing room. It should build. It should acquire, market, hire, scale, systemize, automate your business so that it runs when you sleep. We call that sleep money. How many people want to make money in their sleep? Right? That's the kind of money that we're trying to position you in order to be able to get. But we have to get what? I'm gonna say this till we say it together. We got to get what? Structure, then capital, then we get wealth. So to recap, structure helps you get positioned. Capital creates the access for the opportunities. And wealth, well, that's the long-term goal, right? Now, for a lot of people in the room, you might be one of three people in the room today or on Zoom today. The first person might be say, you know what, Maurice, that sounds great. I'm an executor. I feel like I could do this on my own. If that's the case, if that's for you, then I have 3 ways for you to get started today. You can use our DIY program. It's called the Blueprint. In that DIY program, here's what you'll get. You get my complete bundle. You get my fundability reset. The fundability reset talks about your credit and how to get it structured properly. The fundable business blueprint is going to show you how to actually gain that access to get the capital from the businesses, from the banks, so you can start your business. There's 2 ebooks. Now, instead of charging you hundreds of dollars, which I feel like the value that I've given you today is worth that, it's only going to be $47. You get 2 ebooks, step by step, and you can go at your own pace. If you think that's for you, scan the QR code. Takes you right there, and you can get started today. You might be that second person though. The second person says, I don't want to guess. I want to do this the right way. I don't want to risk getting denied and hit my head on the wall, gotta go back and start over and figure out again, go back to the book. Okay, oh, I did that wrong. Let me go back and do this time. They want to do it the right way. They want someone that already knows what they're doing to do it for them. It's called my done for you service. Now, with that, you get my done for you service. Got a question for you guys. Here's how it works. You gotta use the SCW method to get your profile, get your position properly. We're gonna profile position, we're gonna funding strategy, we get approved support and capital access. Now, who's already positioned? So here are the requirements. If you want me to do it for you, here are the requirements. 680 credit score, 20% or lower utilization. Ultimately, we want you to 9%, and that's just the echo of what my man just said. 2 or fewer inquiries, no derogatories, no lates, no bankruptcies, none of that, right? 100% on-time payment, that's a must. 2 major credit cards with at least $1,500, $2,500 limits on between the 2, not both, but between the 2. And 4 to 5 years of credit age. So those are the requirements. Now, what if I was to tell you or if I was to ask you, or anyone in the room can actually just answer this question on Zoom. Who wouldn't mind, because here's what happens. There's no upfront fee for this. We charge a 10% success fee on the back after your funds are secured. So this way, our interest and our incentives are all aligned. I'm not taking money from you up front and then have you guessing what's gonna happen down the line. No. We're gonna get you funded first. And then we'll charge a success fee on the back end. So this way, it's a win-win situation for both. You have what you need to fund your business, I get paid for my services, right? How many of you, if I was to drop $5,000 into your account today, you wouldn't mind, $50,000 in your account today, you wouldn't mind paying $5,000 for that? Right? How many of you, if I was to drop $100,000 into your account today, you wouldn't mind paying somebody 10 to get 100? Me either. So that's what we do. Now, start your done for you assessment. If that is you, you might already be in position. So what you want to do is you want to scan this code. And let's see if me. So you want to scan the code. It's going to take you straight to the assessment. And we're going to see if me and my team can get you to see if you're in position to be funded. If you are, great. If you're not, it gives us an opportunity to know where you are to show you how to get there. Again, we want to make sure we help everybody to get where they need to be and go where they need to go. This is not an expense. This is leverage. It would make sense to pay $5K to secure a 50. It would make sense for your business to pay $10K to secure 100K. So, but some of you might want more than funding. A couple of you here might say, you know what, that's all I need. I'm good. I can do it myself, or hey, just do it for me, man, and we can do our thing, and I can go on my way and do exactly what I'm supposed to do. But some of you, for a select few of you, either on Zoom today or in the room today, is going to say, you know what, I don't want just access. I want skill. Like me, I want to mentor others. I want to coach others. I want to show others how to do this, because guess what? I only know a few people. But my few people, and your few people, and your few people, and your few people, we can teach others how to do this. Now what we can do is we can affect the masses. And we can help everybody get to where they need to be. Because it's a lot to go around. No gatekeeping. We can't get where we want to go by ourselves. We have to go together. Many of our communities, many other communities that don't look like us are thriving. How many nail shops you see that are owned by Black people? How many restaurants you see that are owned by Blacks, or by brown, or by people of color? Those people stick together. We need to stick together. So with that being said, I'm offering as a one-time thing to you become a part of what I call my Founders Club mentorship, where I teach you, I take you by the hand, I love on you, I teach you everything I know, I give you all of my tricks, all my access, so that you can go out and effectively affect the masses. However, I only have room for 7 entrepreneurs for this opportunity. Why? Because I want to get results. I don't want a whole bunch of people, because I want to make sure I love on the few people I have to make sure that it goes exactly how it's supposed to go, so I can help them get where they need to go. Because those 7 can then go out and help 7, and those 7 can help 7 more. And now we can start affecting the masses. I don't want to try to help 49 people. I want to help 7 get where they need to be so they can help others. Does that make sense? Yeah. So what do you get? In the full SCW system, they can see it. They can see it. In the full SCW system, I'm going to show you how to structure profiles. I'm going to show you how to get access to the funding. I'm going to show you how to turn that into a 6-figure business or income for yourself, right? No more guessing. Just a proven operating system that's valued about $2,500. My mentorship is valued at $7,500. You're gonna also get community. You're gonna get accountability. You're gonna get mentorship. You're gonna get weekly Zoom calls with me, group Zoom calls with me for 90 to 120 days. Strategy breakdowns, Q&As. You're gonna get like-minded entrepreneurs so we can all bounce off each other. Iron sharpens iron, right? And that's how we wanna work this thing. That's another $12,000 value. You're also gonna get some bonuses. People love bonuses, right? Get a little bit more bonuses, right? So first one is you're gonna get the funding. You're gonna get my funding playbook, exactly how we go about this. Also, you're gonna get the client acquisition blueprint, how we get these clients, right? It's gotta be a way to get them, gotta be a way to market, gotta be a way to structure it. And then you're gonna get, of course, you're gonna get both the ebooks as being a part of it. Remember, you're gonna pay for that, you're gonna get that. Why? Because I want you to be able to be on the same page with me when we start our course material. So that way it kind of gives you an idea of what to already kind of be knowing what to do, so that when we get in, we can hit the ground running, right? That's a value of $1,500. When you add all that up, give me a second. Did it move, brother? There we go, okay. When we add all that up, that's over $25,000 in total value. But guess what? You're not gonna pay $25,000 for this, no way to do it. Why? Well, I didn't pay $25,000 for it, so why would I charge you $25,000? You're not even gonna pay $15,000. I did pay that. But you're not even gonna pay $10,000 for it today. There's 3 ways to pay this. For the Founders Club investment, it is only $49.97. But the good news is that we have options. Remember, we always want to have options, right? First option is you pay in full. Second option, you can use buy now and pay later with places like Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, those things. Third option is you can use our in-house recruiting or our in-house financing method, where you'll have a $1,000 non-refundable deposit, and you'll work with me and my team to figure out the rest of it over a 60-day period, okay? Choose your next big steps. I wanna meet you where you are. You may be the person that says, I wanna do it myself. If you're the do-it-yourself person, scan the first QR code. Go buy the ebooks, do it yourself. If you're the person that says, well, you know, I want funding. I have a business. I'm already knowing what I want to do. I already got where I want to go. I just need funding. Well, you're gonna scan the green QR code. That's gonna take you to the accountability assessment, where me and my team can assess whether or not you're fundable or not. And if you are, great. If you're not, we're gonna show you how to do it. Or you could be one of those few, those 7 few that want to affect the masses and join me in helping others learn how to do this for themselves. You can click on the first one, it's the pay it in full. Or you can click on the light blue or the royal blue, which is the $1,000 deposit. Now at this particular point, I'm gonna leave that up on the screen, but I'm also gonna take questions because I wanna make sure I can get you as much information as you possibly can, because we need as much information so we can make an informed decision. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the chat, and anybody have any questions in the chat for what I just talked about, go ahead and put them up there, and I can get that question answered for you. Okay, while you're doing that, we have a question on the floor, go ahead.
Working definition of structure. Just capture that.
Capture the structure, yeah, good question. So structure in this particular instance is having 3 things. Remember, structure is 3 things. It's your credit profile, your business profile, and your banking requirements, right? So the first part of structure is making sure your credit profile is right. The second part is that we want to also make sure that if you have a business, we want to make sure your business is structured properly as well, because the optimum goal for this is to get your business credibility up. Most banks are going to want what they call PG. There's very few out there that's going to go EIN only. For those of you out there who's like, I wanna go EIN only, I don't want you to get your hopes up, okay? Don't get your hopes up there. Most of these banks nowadays, they've gotten smart with that. They want a personal guarantor initially. So that's why your personal profile, your personal credit profile needs to be structured properly. Once we have that structure, now we can apply on the business side. And now we can start building your business credit. Just like the brother mentioned earlier about personal credit builders, like Tomo, he mentioned Kickoff, he mentioned Ava, where there are also business building profiles as well that you can use. Anybody here ever heard of NAV for business? NAV is one that can build your business credit. You can also go to something called Credit Strong for business. They have a Credit Strong for personal, they have a Credit Strong for business. So there are things that we can do here at Top Notch Wealth to help you get your business structured. And once you do that, now you start to build. So that's part of the structure. Did that answer your question?
I think it's get a picture.
Get a picture? Any other question? I'm happy to help.
I think,
Okay.
I had a question. So, in terms of, do it yourself,
Yeah.
no, sorry, done for your assessment.
Yes, sir.
So, you mentioned that there is a few requirements as far as like the credit score and all of that, just to get on board. So now, if an individual doesn't meet that requirement, do you, as you're coaching them to get there, what is that package? Or that is all included?
It's a good question. So, I don't know if you remember, the speaker before, he did mention that you have 5 particular data points, but you may be good on 3 of them, and not so good on 2. You can actually get funded with 3 good ones, right? It's possibilities. You know, we can't guarantee, like I said, there's always possibilities. So, we use the assessment to see where you are, because you may not meet the requirements that I put on the screen, but you may have the other data points. So there's a possibility you still may be funded. If not, then what we're gonna do? We're gonna get you to a specialist that's gonna help you with your credit profile.
Is there a charge for that?
Yes, well, they charge for credit repair.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's credit repair.
Okay, you just kind of refer.
Yeah, you
Okay.
just now basically refer that
Okay.
out.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what he does
That's what he does.
also.
You got it.
He
You
does
just
credit
came up
building
here.
and credit repair.
Oh, so basically you could refer the individual
Yeah.
to him, then
Yeah.
after they're done, they'll come back.
Correct.
and
That's
do
why we
it.
partnered up,
Understand.
right? Because he does that, I do this.
Okay.
So that way, everybody stays in their lane, and you get the exact, you get the concentrated effort to get where you need to be.
Okay, and last question I have is as far as like the Founders Club, right?
Yeah,
So that's basically to get on board with you guys, get on board with your team.
that's my you're a mentee.
A mentee, okay, so as far as the mentee, and once that individual is done with that, coaching, what happens next? Are they still, working along with your team?
question.
Is it what, like, kind of like a pyramid, what is
Yeah,
it?
no, it's a good question. So
Yeah.
let me give you a real example.
Okay.
The mentorship that Hillary, what's your name again, Jabril? What's your name? Jelani. The mentorship that Jelani and I and Larry or Hillary has joined is a mentorship that shows us how to actually get going. So we started in February, end of February. I got my first client funded end of March, first part of April. So it only took about 6 weeks or so. So I'm gonna be with you for 90 to 120 days. So during that time, you're gonna actually make some money. Okay, that's the whole point of it, is to get you to the point to where you don't necessarily need my coaching after that, right? So afterwards, after the 90 to 120 days, if there's somewhere you say, you know what, I got this coaching, but I wanna go to the next level, right? You still stay with me and I'll get you to what's called my inner circle, which will be even another greater level of mentorship. That's kind of where I am now, right? I'm gonna pay for inner circle because I need another level. Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, either in the chat or here? Good?
I was gonna say, just sign me up.
I got you. Get the QR code. All right.
Yeah, I just wanna say, I love the presentation, and if anybody have any questions, can you just drop your information, any way they can reach you? Or do you want them to just go through the QR code if they wanna work with you later?
Yeah, so again, let me just reiterate. So the QR codes is the best way You can drop your information in the chat, your name, your phone number, email, of course, we'll definitely get that. But in order to, as far as like, the mentorship program goes, then yes, drop your name. And, Instagram, well, your name, phone number, and email.
Okay.
That'd be the easiest way, that way my team and I, we can get in touch with you, as soon as possible.
And what's your Instagram as well, so they can?
My Instagram is _Maurice Coleman. So my name, _Maurice Coleman is my Instagram. Maurice Coleman is also my Facebook as well. And those would be the two best ways to get in touch with me.
Well, guys, why don't you guys give it up for him? That was a great presentation. All the way from New York to come give you guys this information. So I really thank you for that. So at this point, what I'm